So I just decided to redo this message since I was so all over the place the first time I recorded it. And this message has actually been on my mind and my heart for the past couple of days, ever since I rewatched my favorite childhood movie, Kronk's New Groove. Okay. I rewatched it the other day and I can't get the song out of my head. You know what I'm saying? True to your groove. Y'all know that if you watch Crunk New Groove, firstly, let me know in the comments. Secondly, y'all know that song, True to Your Groove. And that really stood out to me. And that's why I feel like I favor the energy of authenticity. I don't even know if I'm going to get to tarot in this message, but we'll definitely be seeing. I'm definitely going to just be talking about Kronk's New Groove and what I feel like the message definitely was. This could benefit somebody. This could not benefit somebody. You know what I'm saying? Take what resonates, leave what don't. I feel like I had to share this message because it has been on my heart for the past couple of days. So True to Your Groove, the song, it actually talks about the entirety of Kronk's journey. You know what I'm saying? Up until this point. How's it start? You know they say, what is that? She say like, so you see him walking down the street with a steady gleam in his eye. He loved by everyone in his town. Talk about how Kronk really loved by everyone. You know, Kronk is this big buff guy. You know what I'm saying? He like to cook. You know what I'm saying? He visits the old home. He's a troop leader. You know what I'm saying? He takes care of little kids, teach them how to speak squirrel. And they speak all that in the song and everything like that. But there's an important part of the song where the lady says, you look at him now, you'll never know that he something. He wanted to take over the world. Anyway, they just speaking on how basically, if you looked at Kronk now, you know what I'm saying, thriving business, helping kids, helping the elderly, you would never know in the previous movie, in The Emperor's New Groove, he was trying to take down the Empire with Yzma. You know what I'm saying? So you never know, like, it's given, and they did say in the song that he had lost his groove back then. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't loved by everyone in that first movie and things like that because of the people he was around. He was around Yzma. And Yzma is one evil mofo, okay? So then they say, then he did a full 180, said vamoose to the shady lady. Now he'll teach your kids to talk like a squirrel. Squeakity, squeak, 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 squeaking it. And you know what I'm saying? Like that was cute. But anyway, so yeah, that does speak to how in order to move up, in order to move into our authentic energy, you do have to remove people and places and things that do not serve you. Working in the dungeon with Yzma on potions and stuff didn't really help him to become his truest self and who he wanted to be. So we had to vamoose, you know what I'm saying, the shady lady, so that he could really go and teach these kids to talk like squirrels, and you know what I'm saying, and cook and serve people, which is like what he really liked to do. Period. That's not even the most important part of the song, but I did need to bring all of that up because they talk about that at the very beginning of Kronk's New Groove. And the fact that Kronk has another run-in with Yzma where he's working for her and scamming other people during the movie is very significant as how to we think it's a one and done sometimes when you cut people out of your life. You know what I'm saying? For sometimes it is a one and done, but for those people that you have the strongest connection with, you're not above them circling back and spinning them the block. Everybody always wonder why a lot of tarot messages talk about, oh, they're going to come back. Because for a lot of people, when you actually have that growth, like Kronk, he had the business. You know what I'm saying? He had the thing with the kids. He was visiting the old home. He was thriving. And that's the best. Yzma was spying on him the whole time, plotting, waiting. And then when he leaving the old home, she got the coin set up perfectly, knowing this man looking for money for his house. And then she pulled that coin all the way down to her dungeon and his dumb ass. I'm sorry, he not dumb, but like, you know what I'm saying? His slow ass chased it all the way down to her dungeon. And then all it takes is a couple of minutes with your enemy. If you give them the slightest little inch, they take them out. And boom, he was right back under her spell, right back selling potions with her, you know what I'm saying? To get that material gain, and he did end up getting a lot of material gain so that he could get this big thumbs up from his father. Because remember, that's what Yzma was playing on, and that's what evil people will prey on. Your insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Kronk was talking about the whole movie. When Poppy was coming, he was like, I never got that big thumbs up from Poppy. And she was like, oh, you want that big thumbs up? I'm gonna tell you how to get that big thumbs up, right? And she actually did help him, but she did it in a way that was scamming other folks. Scam the old people out their home. You know what I'm saying? And Kronk none the wiser living in his big mansion now. You know what I'm saying? Like, And he has to make the same journey again. He has to learn the same lesson about this person he was working with again, and he has to do the same thing again, leave this person behind again. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he did all of that trying to prove something to his father. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being his authentic self for his father first, he had to prove, so he felt like he had to prove something. But that's because when he was younger, they did do like, you know, a little jump back when he was younger and he was trying to be baking and cooking. He didn't get no thumbs up from Poppy. Poppy ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to prove himself his whole life to his father. But when his father wasn't around, he was living authentically. Everybody loved him. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of energy, right? Period. If you still here vibing with me, getting the message, let me know down below. You must fuck with the movie. I love that movie. I'm not gonna lie, I had a crush on Crunk when I was younger, okay? And I just love the way he loved Birdwell. You know what I'm saying? When he met Birdwell, that scene was everything. He went from the feet up, talk about knees like brass doorknobs. Oh my gosh. And see, guess what, y'all, though? Fun fact, we are going to get into what I feel was the most important part of the song, which is the end of the song. But what my future husband doesn't know, if you're still here, is that there will be a choreographed first dance to Let's Groove by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And actually, the person I marry won't know that until it's too late. So and it's literally only because of the movie. Like, the way they busted down and grooved in that movie to Let's Groove, it was just so... It was heartwarming to me, but it's also very inspiring. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to love. Dang, let me find out I ain't going to be able to find it. Let me find out I ain't even going to be able to find it. Let me see. Let me see if I could just whip it from off jump. So it's like, the words are, there is nothing to prove. Don't have to approve the way that you move. Don't have to be smart or be rich or be smooth. Don't have to make art that could hang in the Louvre. If you just go with your heart, you should be true to your groove, true to your groove, true to your groove. Yeah. I want to see if I can add the song at the end on here or something like that. Let me get a couple of more cards for whoever needs confirmation for this message and things like that. And then look, on the bottom of the deck, we have the star. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is what I'm getting at. Like, that star's energy, it definitely comes from authenticity. Or my opinion, the best version of the star's energy comes from the energy of authenticity. But I definitely feel like that's what that message was. I feel like that's what the movie was definitely trying to teach us. But also, it's always good to remember nobody is above being revisited by their past and getting swept away by it. So being on your P's and Q's and stuff like that, especially in places of vulnerability, because with the Five of Pentacles here, it definitely gives how Kronk was only swept back under by Yzma because he was in need at the time. He felt like he didn't have no money to get his house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then look, Magician. We hold the wand to our own reality at the end of the day, right? And it's definitely given with the Magician here. It's like, you don't have to, you can still make magic from where you are. And it's like, so for those who watch Kronk's New Groove, you remember the end where everybody was trying to be Kronk's wife so that when Poppy come, he don't get a disapproval stare from Poppy, right? Or the, what is it? The nostril flare of total rejection. But you see how his whole community came out for him? And at the end of the day, he was like, wait, Poppy, I may not have the house on the hill. I may not have a wife. I may not have the kids. But all of the people around him in that cheesy ass mess he made, looking around like, but I have, and he was like, but I have what I need. I may not have all these things you said that I need in order to be a, you know, a well-rounded adult. But I have what I need here. And at the end of the movie, even though he didn't have the wife, the house on the hill, the kids and things like that, guess what he still got from Poppy? Because he had a community of people who loved him for who he was. And even though maybe he didn't have everything he wanted, what I'm going to say? You have everything you need. Because remember Tipo at the end of the movie gonna hug Kronk's leg and he was like, but Kronk, you got us. And that was just so cute, y'all. Y'all, please take this message with you. This was one that was very close to my heart. So I hope whoever needed to hear it got it. Peace.